And now to our next question tonight. Just who will govern Gaza if Hamas is driven out in a further escalation? The West wants a two-state solution. Israel says it wants to crush the Hamas and its terror activities. But will it control Gaza? And if not, then will it allow the Palestinian Authority, led by Mahmoud Abbas, to take charge? Abbas's government has not ruled the coastal enclave since 2005. There are no guarantees that Abbas will even have a say if the crisis deepens. The Palestinian Authority has told the Biden administration that it will only control the Gaza Strip again under a broader peace initiative. But Abbas is hugely unpopular. The PA has been plagued with years of corruption and accused of cooperating with the Israelis. It has a shrinking support base for rejected peace offers. Abbas is facing growing anger on the streets of West Bank and in Gaza. Seen as out of touch with the desperation of Gazans and having failed to negotiate aid or ceasefire for them, particularly after the rocket fire that killed hundreds inside a Gaza hospital, Palestinians have been demonstrating, shouting slogans, asking Abbas to step down. Abbas has been largely powerless against the rapid expansion of Israeli settlements and military control in the West Bank and the annexed Jerusalem for decades. It's notable also that Abbas has been on the sidelines since the October 7th attack by Hamas. He's also distanced himself from the fight against Israel, saying actions of Hamas do not represent the people of Palestine. Even before the war, however, 78% Palestinians wanted Abbas to resign. And according to a poll published by the Palestinian Center for Policy and Survey Research, 58% said they supported an armed struggle against Israeli forces. The Arab News, in an article, quoted multiple analysts who said Abbas's opponents feel the Palestinian Authority is increasingly assimilated either by inaction or by security cooperation to Israel's policies. Another said there was a real feeling that Abbas was unable to react to what was happening in Gaza. As the Palestinian public mood hardens further in support of armed resistance, the PA risks being swept away. And with that, the question remains, has the West too failed to press Abbas to provide an alternative government to Hamas? Now, for over 2 weeks now, there has been a constant fear of the war spilling beyond Israel and Palestine. There's a fear that the Hezbollah may get involved and soon pull in Lebanon and Iran as well. My colleague Siddhant Sibal spoke to Lebanon's ambassador to India, Dr. Rabi Narsh. Ambassador Narsh told WION that there is no guarantee that the situation will not escalate. Listen in to this conversation.
We saw the comments coming from Israel. They have said that Hezbollah is firing into Israeli territory. There might be a second front that might open in the north with Israel's north. And they have also said that there could be a second Israeli-Lebanon war. What do you make out of these comments?
It's not true that Hezbollah has initiated any attack against Israel. Hezbollah has been on defensive mode. Of course, I mean, I have told you the relation and the interrelated societies. So yeah, despite that fact that anybody in Lebanon or in the Arab world feels like they are concerned from the Israeli attacks on the Palestinian, despite that fact, Hezbollah didn't retaliate. I mean, didn't attack. But we are. I mean, of course, now there are some exchange of fires. They are on limited scale so far. They are controlled. Hezbollah mainly attack on our occupied land. They attack Israeli posts, but on the occupied territories of Lebanon. I mean, there are talks to keep the situation under control and not to get spilled into an all-out war.
Any casualties in southern Lebanon?
Yeah, we have suffered casualties. We have one journalist, unfortunately, killed by Israeli direct attack. And we have also civilians, of course.
There is the presence of the UN peacekeeping mission as well, and there is the presence of the Indian peacekeepers as well. How safe they are and the role played by the UN peacekeepers, if you can perhaps talk about?
They are safe. I mean, I don't know if they are safe, like I said, because the United Nations, the Israeli, they don't save them. They attacked a United Nations complex in 2006. But they are, I mean, They played great role, and by the way, India participates in the UNIFIL, United Nations Interim Forces, for peacekeeping forces in Lebanon. India has big contingent, about 900 soldiers, peacekeeping soldiers. They are playing, of course, a great role of diffusing the tension and to contact indirect talks between the Lebanese army and the Israeli side, of course, yeah.
We have seen a lot of mention of Hezbollah. What's the role of Hezbollah in terms of the ongoing situation? If you can talk about that, because we all know that the Israeli side has said that because of the Hezbollah, the situation is escalating. Many say it's Hezbollah and Iran working in that part of Lebanon that is escalating the situation. What is the exact situation, if I can hear from you?
Well, Hezbollah is a Lebanese movement. They are Lebanese. Of course, it's not a secret that that they have support from Iran, but their agenda is Lebanese, and they are resistant movement because they played a great role in attacking, in liberating parts of the occupied territories of Lebanon. It's a political party also. They are represented in the parliament and also indirectly represented in the government. So they are Lebanese movement. They are also resistance group. So they are armed resistance group. But then again, Hezbollah doesn't want any escalation on the border. But like I said, when the situation escalates to a degree, to an unbearable degree, which no one knows what is its cap, then the situation might, unfortunately, spill over into something that we don't want.
So now coming to the Indian position, how do you see Indian position over the ongoing development? As you rightly pointed out, India has been reiterating the two-state solution, but also has extended humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza. When it comes to the attack by Hamas, condemned that as well. So what do you make out of the Indian position?
India is a peace-loving country. India has a great role to play in the international arena, and India has so far been playing a great peaceful role and constructive role in the international arena. On this subject in particular, India has always been calling for two-state solution. They call for a peaceful, sovereign, defined state of Palestine, living in peace side by side with the Israeli state. But like I said, the only country that is against this solution is Israel. And unfortunately, we don't have so far, I mean, we haven't seen this solution implemented. So India, yes, India has been playing a role. India has historic friendship with the Arab world, particularly they are staunch supporters to the Palestinian cause, and also they have a friendly relationship with Israel. So that's why India is entitled, and they are, I mean, qualified, and they are doing a great role and playing a great role in this conflict.